Hanggang kabilang kalye, nagtitinda na rin kayo, Manong?
Ang notebook.
Sunod na taon, pati menu nadagdagan.
Nax, may squid balls na.
Mahal kasi ang lapis. May kikyaw pa dyan.
Bilib na bilib ako kay Manong Fishball. Akalain mong yung maliit niyang kariton, napalaki niya ng ganun? Ang nagagawa nga naman ng pangarap ng isang magulang.
Manong, anong grade na ba yung anak nyo?
Tagal nang tapos sa mga bata. Ako naman ngayon.
Manong Fishball ang tawag sa kanya. Pero sa mga araw na yun, many years ago, higit pa sa fishballs ang binigay niya sa akin. He taught me na walang di natutupad na pangarap sa taong handang magsumikap.
Dami niya na.
Panghapunan.
Pantoga.
Atin ang pangarap. Atin ang pagsisikap. Atin ang mundo. Globe.
And welcome back, everybody, to the third season of the University Alliance Cup featuring Wild Rift. The top collegiate Wild Rift teams in the Philippines are all here competing to raise the campus torch, a prize pool of over 150,000 pesos, the right to call themselves the best in the country, and scholarships. I'm Dash, and I'm here with Leoric, and we're going to be your shoutcasters for today. How are you, Leoric?
Yeah, doing great. Excited for the matchups right now, especially the first one, URS and MCL, man. Any thoughts about this matchup that we have in front of us right away?
Yeah, honestly, this is a game that is very interesting to see because I mean, Viridis Arcus and MGS Gaia, they have been in the UAC for a while now, and also
Right.
MGS Gaia has been relegated before because before they were on Division A, and now they're gonna be trying their best to get a hold again of their
Mhm.
place on the Division A, but Viridis Arcus is here to stop them, and so far, the Viridis Arcus has been a solid team.
Yeah, definitely. The LSU, after a rough ending against FEU, losing
Mhm.
via reverse sweep, painful
Yeah.
right there. We look to capitalize to get the last two remaining slots. However, standing in the way, yun nga, sabi mo, MSG Gaia, who started season slow, losing 0-2 against the UPT, but managed to edge themselves out on the lower brackets, winning both 2-0 against USC and FEU. And here are the brackets that we have right now. Eto na yun, we're at the last parts of the bracket, so things are getting more and more exciting, my friend.
Yeah, and looking at this, no, kasi we can see here that these teams have been a very underdog na. Kasi I mean, Viridis Arcus and URS have been underdogs during the time, pero right now, meron ng ibang underdog. Kasi MU, MGS, and even MCL have fought themselves until sa lower bracket. And that's a big, big challenge for people in the
Right.
lower bracket. Kasi after losing once, they only have one more chance. And that is a big, big challenge. If ever your back's against the wall, right now, this is their last chance to prove themselves. And I'm very excited to see on how or who is going to win here. Lalo na the LSU and MU, they have been, even in NCO LOL PC, they have been fighting
True.
it out. And right now, they've been fighting it out again in Wild Rift.
Yeah, this will boil down to who prepared the most, right? Again,
Yeah.
Mapua University fighting it out in the lower bracket. They have been doing well. Now they're going to be facing up with Viridis Arcus. The matchup is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
There are things that we need to understand in the matchups right now. There
Yep.
is still bans, automatic bans on the new champions. There is no Caitlyn, no Jace just yet. They're going to be open in the playoffs, but right now,
Yeah.
here in the brackets, they're going to be out. So we're not expecting for them to come up. And speaking of coming up, we are now in the draft. Bans are going to be on the side of Viridius Arcus first. MGS Gaia is going to be doing it next. Lee Sin is the first ban off the bat. Just
Ooh.
early game aggression on the Lee Sin. Both teams, I think majority of the teams here in the UAC don't want to see the Lee Sin because they want a very stable early game, and you just don't
Yeah.
want Lee Sin to happen.
Yeah, you don't really want to deal with a Lee Sin, especially right now on the side of, because if ever you think about it, the LSU doesn't have a lot of info on MU MGS Gaia so far, and the big challenge sa kanila is a Lee Sin, because their jungler Despair doesn't even use the Lee Sin. That's why they want to
Right.
ban it out, and if ever it comes out, it's gonna be a big problem. But right now, we're
Definitely.
seeing also Jarvan Shinzao still open for Despair, kaya they're really keeping their options up here. It's good thing na binan nila si Braum, kasi Braum has always been a very solid pick, even blind picked.
Right.
Braum is a really good pick.
Yes, definitely. I'm just looking at the people in my page right now, and they're going crazy with the matchups that we have right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, please share this video. Please support AcadArena and also UAC Season 3 by sharing this video. If you
Yeah.
are from one of those if you are a fan of the teams that's on matchup right now, please share this video to support your teams also. Camille, that is nothing surprising. What's surprising on the ban is the Jax ban right here. What do you think about that, man?
Ooh, Jax getting banned. It's a very, honestly, if ever na binan nila si Jax, it's the reason why is because one time Pizza Truck used it on in last
Right,
week's
true,
fight,
true.
and they were able to win it, and that was a really strong fight. Nakita natin the respect ban coming in from their side. That just means that they're afraid of the Jax, and if ever you ban the Jax, that just says on what the composition is gonna be. They're basically
Right.
gonna be using champions that are good on the basic attacks, yung or
Fiora.
rather, they're all, yeah, something like that, and also they're forcing Pizza Truck to use something different, like how Pizza Truck used Singe last
Right,
week. Then,
true. Yeah, that was good for the opposing teams when Pizza Truck used Cinch.
yeah,
He wasn't as effective as he is on the Jax, and there it is. The Baron
oh
lane
no,
is gonna be the
what?
target right here with the Renekton ban. So that tells us a lot
Yeah,
that Pizza Truck will have to play something else. Fiora is available right here. I'm not gonna be surprised
yep,
if Fiora will be picked. One
yeah,
good is it's a Darius, but it's gonna be very hard to blind pick a Darius Baron laner. So let's see who
honestly,
their
yeah,
first pick is. There it is, Ziggs. Very annoying. If you've been following
ooh,
Team Secret in the Horizon Cup,
yeah.
this is kind of a late two patches away kind of trend. But the meta is
Yeah.
still very strong, and there it is. Ziggs is still annoying, and they're gonna be taking that first. Irelia to respond. Unahan na nilang Byron lane, man.
Ooh, if ever this, Aurelia gets picked already, and that is gonna be big challenge, especially right now in Wild Rift. Aurelia players that are
Ooh,
good are really hard to deal with, but having an Aurelia and a Fiora, you
look at
don't really get much of the info, right? Because
Look at the Baron attack, man. Just wanna sorry for cutting you,
ooh,
man, but look at the Baron strategy. The Baron laners are being attacked right now by Mapwa University. This will thin out the options for Pizza Truck, really. So this is very interesting. Your thoughts, man?
yeah, if ever this the Baron attacks like what you said, there's not a lot of choices right now. But if ever they have a lot of choices for the other people in the draft for the side of Viridius
Right.
because Kaisa has always been used pretty well
Darius.
by their side. The Darius is also a good pick, but for me, I think I don't really like the Darius because Darius is a very one-note champion. If ever he doesn't get the
Right.
advantage in the early game, it's a really hard pick.
Yeah, it's the same story with a Fiora, but going Darius going up against a Fiora has more mobility, so I will
Right.
favor Fiora more. And I think Fiora's edge really is the split pushes compared to Darius. That gives
Yep.
Fiora more flexibility in the team fights. If he's needed to join, he is also very painful. So yeah, I give flexibility wise, this is Fiora's lane. Hopefully, Mapwa University's game plan right here is to
Ooh.
really play and camp on the Baron side to give
Yeah.
Fiora the advantage in the early game. Let's see
Yeah.
what the plan is. Jarvan 4 is going to be picked right here, and the
Yeah.
response.
They picked a Jarvan, so there's a possibility that there's gonna be a Nunu getting picked from the other side. But again, they went in and went in for the Rakan. At least now we're seeing what they're going for here in the side of MUMGS Gaia. They really want to dive. This is basically a pure dive composition on their side because of the presence of the Rakan in their side. But if Jarvan is there to hold them all off, I mean everybody has dashes already on the side of
True,
MGS,
true.
so this is basically gonna be hard for this Jarvan on the side of Viridius Arcus.
Yeah, good point right there, man. I don't see anyone getting caught inside the Cataclysm unless
Right.
they won't use the Cataclysm for initiation of the fight. They just want to catch someone who's gonna try to run off in the fights. So that should be the plan right there. Darius should dish out the damage first, and then once Darius gets someone with apprehend, those dashes should come out, and then that's where Jarvan 4 is gonna go for the Cataclysm to catch the champions.
Yeah.
Rakan. So we're gonna go to the second round of the bans. Galio is gonna be out. Nami is gonna be out. Good bans right there. And this time
Mm.
they're attacking the supports.
Ooh. They're denying a lot of support picks here because right now you don't have a lot of choices anymore. You ban the Galio, you ban the Galio yourself, and then the Lulu and the
Right.
Nami gets banned. So
Brom
this
is
is
already
basically
out.
yeah, and that's why they don't have a lot of choices anymore for the support. Gragas is still open, if ever, because their
True.
support has always been using the Gragas as support on their side. So the last ban Varus is gonna be okay. This is basically
Right.
telling me that they're gonna be using the Kaisa.
True, definitely. They want to go for the Kaisa, and they can always opt for to deny the Kaisa for
Yeah, they
MU
can
right
be
here,
denied.
but because that they're
Oh,
gonna go for the Shaya Rakan. I love that still.
okay.
Shaya has a good case against a Kaisa, so I love
Yeah.
this fight right now. They're gonna go for poke heavy lineup right here for MU. They're just gonna avoid the aggressive lineup right here
Okay.
from on the side of Viridus Arcus, Diana to add up to the initiation power that they have.
They don't
Yes,
have a
yeah.
lot. Hmm.
Gusto
They
nilang
don't have
bakbakan
DPS.
dito.
Yeah. If ever they're gonna be picking, yeah, they picked the Diana
Ooh,
already, so they don't have. They're gonna be going for a bot lane Ziggs. So
right.
this is okay in the early game. Yes, they have a lot of poke potential. They have a lot of potential for siege, but you don't have constant damage on your team, especially
True.
that you have a Darius on your team. Darius doesn't really deal a lot of damage. Basically, you're gonna be a 1-0 champion that's gonna be executing almost everybody, but still,
Right.
you don't have a lot of damage potential. There's a lot of potential errors for DLSU, but if ever they pull this off, it's gonna be very big.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, if you're looking at it right now, man, almost all of the champions here on the side of Viridus Arcus are melee champions. Here,
Yeah.
the kiting capability of MU with their lineup is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be a hard matchup for Viridus Arctus right here, man. So I'm gonna be favoring MGS Gaia right here. How about you?
Yeah. I think I'm the same. I'm gonna be going with the same lineup here. But what's good about here inside of Viridis Arcus is they have a potential rather front line. They have 3 frontliners
True.
on their side. And also on the side of MGS, they don't have frontline, but
Mm-hmm.
still it might be helpful to have the Fiora, Irelia, and Rakan because if everybody's gonna go in already, you can basically call that a frontline on their side. So
True.
this is
Mm-hmm.
really hard to see on the side of Viridis Arcus how they're gonna be pulling this off because they don't have a lot of potential for damage. But
Right.
MGS Gaia, even if they make errors, it's gonna be okay because they have a lot of DPS potential.
Yes, definitely. And it's gonna be scary how the shockwave is gonna be looking looking
Yeah,
like in this game
right.
because those frontliners are gonna be grouping up together. One shockwave is gonna catch all these four, and that's gonna be game over from that point on. So they have to look out for that Oriana shockwave. Let's see if ever MGS Gaia will be able to execute on that. But there's just so much flexibility on the lineup of Mapua University right now, and I love it from them in this
Yeah,
round.
as you said, they have a lot of flexibility. They have a lot of potential to outplay almost all of the members in the side of the
Mm-hmm.
LSU, and they have a lot of potential for damage. So late game is not an option for the side of the LSU. So what they want to do here is at least snowball the early game and the game
Right.
really fast. Because if ever they get onto 3 or the 4th item on the side of MGS Guy, it will be very destructive to fight against.
Yes, definitely. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the Rift. Welcome. DLSU is on the blue side, MGS Gaia on the red side. No early game shenanigans from both teams. And junglers are going to be going for the usual red camps. They're going to be leashed at least to make that a faster take. But
Yeah.
everyone should go through their respective lanes. What lanes do you want to look at in this game, Dash?
Yeah. Honestly, very typical, even in LoL PC, the Darius versus Fiora in the top
Right.
side. Most of the time, Fiora is used to counter against a Darius because most of the time, Fiora has big mobility, right? And that's not what you want to fight against if you're a Darius. And that's the reason why Fiora has always been a very big counter for Darius. But now, I think Pizza Truck would have a hard time here. But I hope he would be able to pull this off. But again, I want to point out that look at this. Even Pizza
Wow.
Truck is having a hard time at the top side. And Irelia also, right? In the jungle right now, very good pick.
Yes, definitely. And you saw that right there, the power of your. But then again, this is Pizza Truck, so that name right there
Yeah.
should be enough to really give the respect. We could give the respect onto the Baron laner. But so far, Fiora is favoring that lane. We are going to be expecting a lot more action in top lane. But here on the bottom lane, man, there is something that's brewing up. But the Rift Scuttler is still going to be available, and I guess that's going to be priority. Two champions here from MU. The jungler is here on the side of MU2, so I guess this is going to be a fight.
Yeah, very good potential for a fight here. If ever they want to cancel out this Rift Scuttler take, they would be able to get it. The knockup comes in onto the backside. Despair has been targeted. The stun came in. The flag and drag mistake from Despair is going to get punished right here by the side of MGS Gaia. They're going down one by one, but Despair is going to fall down really fast. That's going to be the fight again happening. Rave is going to be the target. He's now low in HP. Okay, I thought that is going to be the flash, but it's still a 2-4-0 in favor of MU.
Yeah, man, I just knew it. There is going to be something that's going to be happening on the bottom lane, especially when we saw that Aurelia is in the area. They gave up the Rift Cutler right there, but the fight is on. You know that there's no smite available anymore. And here it is, Despair being chased right here. Good defense right here by Rave on the knockup, but it was just not enough. The exhaust even going through just to make sure that he's going to go down, and that is 2-0 MGS Gaia. There's a rotation from the LSU. Top Rift Scuttler is going to be taken right here. I don't think they're going to be catching anyone in this rotation right here.
Yeah, if ever, this is going to be... that is a good advantage for MUMG's guy. Not what you want to see for the LSU, but it is Arcus, because if they're on the losing end right now, later on in the late game, they're basically going to have a harder time. Because if the early game isn't held off by Viridis Arcus, MGS guy would just be happy, and they're just going to be taking this advantage and run away with it.
Yes, definitely, my man. And look at that. The 2 kills went on to the carries. Oriana already has one. It was the Shaya who got the other one. So that is going to be very big, especially in the next 50 seconds of the game. Big objectives are going to be spawning. Cloud Drake, there's camping right here on the Pizza Truck. Pizza Truck sniffs this one out. There is not going to be an engage. Good sniff right there for Pizza Truck. But then again, advantage is on the MU side, especially on the first objectives.
Yeah, it's a good thing that Pizza Truck was able to caught wind of that. He gank on the top side because it's going to get destructive if ever he loses the lane against a Fiora. Because after that, Fiora is just going to snowball that out of hand. But now, 25 seconds on the clock for our next objective. The Cloud Drake is going to be very good if ever MGS guy would be able to take this out. But top lane, the Pizza Truck would be able to get the apprehend onto one. And that's going to be the target. Jhin is going to be chased down, but the sun comes in. And this is going to be hard. That flash was enough to at least deny the ultimate coming in from Pizza Truck.
Right, and I love that from MU Gaia. I mentioned this during the draft phase that one of their win condition is going to be camping on the top side. Aurelia staying and being patient there in the top lane was gave them the kill on the Darius. Now Rift Herald is focused by MU. They're going to be giving up this Cloud Drake. I don't like that right now. You don't want a Cloud Drake buff on a Darius. But then again, they're gonna go march directly for the Rift. For the top lane. Rift Herald should be used right here. So I guess that's gonna be a push. Pizza Truck is alone right here, and it's gonna be a fight.
What? Oh no, Pizza Truck is gonna be the target. Shockwave has hit, but now he's just sustaining out of our minds. But still, Rift Herald is gonna be thrown to the top side, and this basically is a tower that's gonna be taken by MU.
Yeah, that's the first turret of the game in favor of MU, but I just don't like what happened right there where Twig on the Rakan sacrificed himself for the Darius. They could have taken the top turret and that kill without any casualties, but then again, that's Pizza Truck right there. Pizza Truck keeping his composure, even though he knows that he was already cornered, but here's a fight,
there
another
you
one.
go, the apprehend happened, and Run Sanity is now caught off guard. That is a good flag and drag. This pair was able to take that for the side of Viridis Arcus.
Yeah, man. Just thought that they could take another turret up there. DLSU just denied that. They take Aurelia down, and that's 3-5 on the board. But 1k gold lead MGS Gaia. At this point, Infernal Drake is gonna be next. Every team right now should be making a play for that. Good cut right here on the wave by one Papi. They're gonna be focusing on the top turret, and they should be able to take this. But here comes Cavalry, Aurelia, and it's a fight.
Yeah, this is a good fight coming into their side. The quickness has able to hit on all members. 3 versus 4. This is not a good fight to be in, but still they're doing a lot of damage. But now Despair is also going to fall down. That's 2 for 1 so far. Big advantage for MU. But again, look at Pizza Truck. He's hitting like a truck, but it's going to fall down also. And it's going to be the target right now. The last man standing, Lotus, is going to flash away, but not enough. An ace already for the side of MU, MGS Gaia.
You're right, man. Ace at 6 minutes. The kites are real. That was the win condition that we talked about. Let's go for the replay. They started with a 4v3. This is the advantage of DSU, but the very beautiful quickness right here. That was a big ultimate from Ziggs, but here is the cleanup crew as Shaya went in for the cleanup. They're able to take down Shin right here, but then again, MGS Gaia took the ace right there. Now we're looking 5-10. There is another fight on the mid.
Yeah, Despair is going to be the target, and he's going to get slowed down. The flagging drag was able to save him up, and that is going to be the knockup coming into their side, but still, a lot of damage coming through. Oh, there you go. There's a big knockup coming in from the side of Virenus Arcus. They're chasing down the members. Cataclysm onto 1, almost killing almost all of the members right there. But they're going to Shockwave to counter it out, and Pizza Truck is now low in HP. Look at this splash coming in from Prey. He's just going in. One Pappy is now going to be the target. He's going to fall down. That's going to be the damage, but still, he was able to dodge it, and again, a 1 for 2. In favor again of the side of MU.
Yeah, I thought that was a good fight right there by DLSU, but that was a clutch sidestep right there by One Papi. This is a beautiful knockup right here from the Alistar, but this is what what we were talking about earlier. The Cataclysm will not have enough effect right here because everyone has dashes and they're able to escape the Cataclysm right there. One Pappy tried to run and he was able to do so with a good read, sidestep towards the Raptors, and he was able to get away. It would have been a 3-for-1 death right here, and that would have been very, very catastrophic for DLSU, but still 6-12 on the board and 7k gold lead for MU. This is a comfortable lead that they can take towards the the second Rift Herald and the Infernal Drake. So DLSU, they're gonna be feeling this in the next fight, man.
Yeah, it's a very good storyline here for our MU MGS guy. It's like this team has already been in arcane terms, they have already been in the council once.
Right.
So what is going to happen here is that they really want to they had a taste of being in the council, but again, on the bot side, they're going to do some damage, and that's going to be it. One Puppy fell down, and again, they're thirsty to get back in the council, a part in the table for MU MGS guy. Virenus Arcus, they need to be wary of this team because MU MGS guy are playing out of their minds.
I'm not sure how DLSU missed that rotation right there, but he should have been expecting the rotation, especially that the Drakes are going to be coming up. And because of that, they lost the Infernal Drake. This is going to be a scary Aki on the Shaya, and the fight is on.
Yeah, Rave is going to be the target, and that's going to be falling down very, very easily. Here comes the party, and Lotus is going to be falling down, but never mind the satchel charge, but still the dash from afar was able to get him down, and now it's going to be the target right here, but there's a lot of dashes coming through. It's going to be falling down 1 by 1 already, and that's going to be it. The Moonfall isn't going to do anything because MU has a big advantage.
Yeah, man. Speaking of advantage right now, Despair, only the one left for Team DLSU to mourn for the team as they got obliterated right there. Chin was just far forward in the fight, so he was killed by DLSU. But another fight should be coming in for the take on this mid turret. So far, no initiation. That grand entrance is gonna miss. But MU Gaia smells blood, and I think they're gonna go for this. Oh, I think not, because they're gonna go for the TPs, regroup, buy their items, and just go for a better take. I love that call.
Yeah, there's not a lot of big damage coming through from Virenus Arcus, right? We see a lot of members from MGS Gaia getting low on HP, but not enough for them to finish it off. Because that is what we said a while ago, Leoric, right? Because they don't have a lot of damage potential. They don't have a chance to finish everything off. One Poppy doesn't even have damage at this point in the game, because even Lotus, and that's why they're having a hard time. Yes, they were able to get the setups, but not enough to finish off members.
Yes, definitely good point. But hold that thought. There is going to be a rotation here on the bottom side. Rakan is in the area stalking everyone, but everyone on the Virenus Arcus side is going to read this one out, and they're going to disengage. Well played.
Yeah, a good read on the side of MGS guy. They're really playing all around the map. You can't even see them not getting any vision on any side of the map because
Mm-hmm.
every time they always have vision. They're always gonna know where the rotation is. DLSU needs to find a way to get a clash of their own if ever. Because if ever it snowballs in favor of MGS guy, it's gonna be
Right.
too late for Veritas Arcus.
Yes, definitely. And looking at the lineup of DLSU, they really want to go for the wombo combo engage. That's gonna be very much dependent on Rave right now with the headbutt and Pulverize. If he can connect onto two champions, that should be a good start for their lineup. I mean, for their clash. But then
Yeah.
again, so much dashes right now. How can you catch a Rakan and Shaya? After the knockup, they can always dash away. Shaya can always use the ultimate just to get
Oh,
out of trouble. Here's
okay.
a fight at the top lane.
Look at this pizza truck. It's just gonna fall down really fast, right? They have a lot of damage
Cavalry.
potential. They won't have it right here. The Grand Entrance was able to get used, and they're just getting decimated one by one. Lotus needed to flash away, but Chin is here to chase him down, and he's gonna fall down also. Nobody's here to help Raven. That's gonna be it. MGS Gaia just got the advantage pretty fast right there. 21-7 and also 13k gold lead.
Whoa.
One Poppy, they're not letting him out and he's gonna fall down also. The Moonfall
Whoa.
would hit 4 but not enough to get any kills. And that's again another win for MU.
Yeah, man, MU just putting up a statement right now, man. They wanted the ace and they really got it because they wanted to do so. The aggression, I love this from MGS Gaia. Now, all the outer turrets, no, there is still one left on DLSU side, but that's a bad sign at 12 minutes in, losing all your outer turrets. So again, full control of the game, MGS Gaia. Baron is gonna be spawning soon, and even the Rift Herald used by DLSU right here. That was an auto cast, I believe so, because it should have expired by now. But next 10 seconds, that's gonna be the Mountain Drake, and if DLSU is having a hard time killing people in the MGS Gaia side, if MGS Gaia gets that Cloud Drake, it's gonna be a harder task for DLSU. So they don't want to give this up. Let's see how they're gonna be doing. How they are gonna be doing that just now. Rift Herald is here. Now everyone is gonna be marching towards the dragon, but there's gonna be a good flank. Go fight!
Wasn't able to hit it, but still Bronsanity is still going in. The Shockwave was able to hit it with two members. They're all falling down in the back line. That's gonna be the target right here. It's gonna be easier for the side of MU. That's gonna be a win, an ace, and just a blip for the
GG,
side
man.
of MU MGS Gaia.
Yeah, no need for the Baron. No need for the Mountain Drake. 23 seconds full on the death timer on the side of DLSU. That should be enough time for MGS Gaia to go for the juggler. And this one is over. Look at that, man. I told you before the fight, the shockwave is going to be big in this game. And we just saw that as an icing on this cake. MGS Gaia with a quick round 1 win. Well played.
Yeah, man, that's a pretty good story for the side of MU MGS Gaia, right? They got relegated in Division A. They got a taste of the round table. They got relegated. They wanted to get their seat again on the round table. Right now, they're thirsty for them to get onto Division A. And the very best analogy here is that if you get a taste of food that you like, you'll want it again on the next one, right? And that's the reason why most of the members right here from MU MGS Gaia are just here. They just want a fight. I think Veritas Arcus needs to find a way to at least turn things around on the next one, especially with their draft, right, Derek?
Yeah, man. And let's look at the replay. We just saw the beautiful shockwave earlier, but here, this was Rakan's time right here. Rakan right here at the right time with the quickness, just catches 4 champions. And it was that was a quadra kill already for the Irelia. They were able to get the ace right there. Here's Ziggs caught right here. That is going to go down. No more damage dealer at this point. Chan was just far up front, so he's going to go down right there for the side of MU. But still, they still won this fight. That was a 4-for-1 trade. Big win for MU. And they were just in control of the full 12 minutes of this fight, or 14 minutes. This is a good chase right here. Look at that damage. This was right after the what do you call this? Right after the cloud. I mean the Infernal Drake, where Shaya was just painful at that point. The cloud just melted down. So I guess it is steak for dinner for MU tonight.
Yeah, I think I can say here, Leoric, is that everything fell down when they gave the first 2 kills to MU MGS Gaia. Because if they get the first 2 kills, this champions get strong really really fast. They'll get stronger faster, and that's the reason why MUMJ's guy was able to get it, because they got the first 2 kills. And let's just snowball this in our favor, and we're gonna be winning this already. And that was why they fell through. And now
Right.
Veritas Arcus have a big challenge right now, backs against the wall. This is their last chance to fight for themselves if ever they still want to get on the best of 3. And we all know in a best of 3 it's easy to come back, right? So they
True.
still have a chance, and we still believe that they are going to be giving us a very, very exciting series here.
Yeah, but in the flip side of the coin, MU knowing that if they give this game number 2 and put this in a game number 3, there's a big chance for DLSU to come back. So they will want to close this out right away. There is still so many action, even if the game was short. So much action
Yeah.
in the map. We're not even done with the replays just yet. This was when the Rakan died at the top lane, but first turret was taken by MU. That was one of the goal lead. And this is where I think Pizzatrock did a big mistake right here, going
Yeah.
up against the Fiora. He thought he could kill the Fiora, but he forgot about the Irelia. Irelia was camping there. Good job, MU, playing to their win condition on the Baron lane. This was the first kill right here for a Rift Scuttler. That was
Yeah.
a very big, what do you call this? That was too much risk for a Rift Scuttler.
Yeah.
So MU, they won that from the Scuttler fight.
Yeah, that was a big blunder for the side of Veritas Arcus, because honestly, Twig and also Run Sanity are the key to the reason why the MUMG guy was able to win. We're seeing Twig being on the top side, he's on the mid, he's everywhere, even
Right.
because Saya is a very safe ADC anyway. You can leave Saya, she can use the Feather Storm every time to be able to get out. And that's the reason why Saya is a very safe pick as an ADC, because you can
True.
leave her and she's going to be sustaining her way out of the lane. And again, Run Sanity with the Irelia pick. On that last fight, he has 4 items already, and that's very big for an Irelia.
True.
You don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, and if ever Irelia catches everyone in the ultimate, the shockwave was just perfect right there. After the shockwave, Irelia ultimate, then they were everyone on the DLSU side was in the ult, and that was trouble from that point on. The ace was just icing to the cake and big
Yeah.
win. And there we go. Game number 2. De La Salle University will have to what do you call this? Look deep into their strategy book to win game number 2. They will need it in this game. Already 1-0 MGS Gaia. We're on the draft. First bans up. This time it's going to be
there you
MGS Gaia. Nunu is not going to be allowed.
Whoa.
One of the strongest junglers right now. So yeah, I love that ban. I guess Lee Sin is going to be banned again. And there it is, Lee Sin banned.
Yeah, I'm really... Oh yeah, I forgot to point that out a while ago, that on the side of Veritas Arcus, Kaisa was open, but they didn't
Right.
even pick the Kaisa. If ever they had the Kaisa there, that could have been better at least, because there's a lot of frontline to go for Kaisa. There's a lot of ways to use the killer instinct, because everybody has CC on their side. And
Right.
that's why they lost a lot on their damage potential, because they don't have an ADC. But
Right.
again, right now, the bans are pretty much the same. The Nunu is just something different here, because Jarvan has been maybe MJ's guy is looking for a Jarvan pick here.
Right. Most probably will. Yeah. But yeah, where you mentioned there that in game number 1, I guess the game plan was really to catch everyone in the wombo combo, and then you don't really need an ADC because Ziggs can dish out the damage even from the back lanes. Once they catch everyone in the team fights, you have the cow, you have the Darius to dish out the damage. But it was just a good draft from the side of MGS Gaia to get out on the initiation power that DLSU have. Right now, Renekton is going to be banned once again. Again, the Braum is being banned by MGS Gaia. So very interesting ban right there. I'm not really a big fan of the Braum ban. It's not really
Yeah.
that strong as a what do you call it, support. But yeah,
Yeah.
against a virus, which is one of the meta right now, I guess
Yeah.
he should be viable. That will take out the virus pick from the side of DLSU. But let's see. The final ban for the first round is going to be the Rakan that did a lot of damage onto the side of DLSU earlier. So they don't want to see that one. So respect ban, well played.
They didn't even want to see Run Sanity again with the Irelia. That's why they went in for the ban there. But
True.
this Galio pick is very good, because a while ago DLSU pulled off an engaged composition, and when it comes to a Galio, you don't want to see any of the engaged composition on your side. But right now, at least DLSU was able to get this Riven. They
True.
haven't got any pick a while ago that is their comfort pick. Other than Despair having the Jorvan, everybody has very off from the last fights that they haven't picked anything that they played since the last time. And that's the reason why
True.
I think DLSU wasn't in their comfort zone during the last fight. They were all banned out. But now with the Riven and the Camille right
Yeah.
here, okay, DLSU wants to go for a fight.
Yeah. I love this right now from De La Salle University. This is a much better draft off the bat. From them, Fiora is still going to be available for on the side of MU, and they were successful with that. But going up against a Camille or a Riven, I guess this is going to go up against a Riven. I will
Mm-hmm.
give Riven the upper hand in the Baron lane. I'm
Yeah.
not sure why they still went for a Fiora, but I guess this is comfort pick for them. Varus,
Ooh.
though, is going to be picked by MU this time. I love that. It's just that it's going to be very hard to be a Varus going up against a Camille because Camille will be able to catch you in
Yeah.
the back lines. So they will need to get a good support right here. Maybe, no, the Galio should play mid. Maybe
Yeah.
get a Nami, but I'm expecting the Nami to be banned on the next round because of this Varus pick.
Yeah, this Varus pick is really nice. Honestly, if ever they are gonna be putting another different thing here, Gallic could also be relegated to the mid lane if ever
Mm.
Nami would be open. But I think DLSU caught wind of that, seeing that there's a Varus pick. So it's gonna be
Oh,
hard
Ari?
here on, but with the Ari ban, they don't want Cray to have an easier time in the mid lane because this is
True.
one of the comfort picks of Cray. So if ever DLSU needs to think about this differently, they have a lot of late game damage on their side. They need at least more CC to be able to shut down these members from the side of MGS.
Yes, definitely. And let's see. CC's, there we go. Talking about CC, they're not going to be allowing Lulu to come up in this fight. Next ban, I will want to ban Anami right here. But looking at their targets right now, they're going to go for mid picks. So who is it going to be? No Assassins, Corki going up against a Corki. Who's a champion? They're gonna go for Oriana, so they're gonna give out the Nami to the side of MGS Gaia.
Ooh.
Interesting, interesting.
Or are they gonna pick it? Because if ever the Nami isn't gonna get banned here, DLSU needs to pick it up because
True.
the virus Nami, you know how hard it is to deal with the virus Nami
Right.
in lane, especially if you're a Corki who only gets stronger in the late game. So if ever they're gonna be picking something up, that could be a Nami, because it's really hard to deal with it.
Yes, good point. Because they're yet to pick up a support for DLSU side. They're gonna be picking next. They still don't have a mid champion. Corki can go mid, but usually he is more played on the dragon lane. So they don't have a mid player and they don't have a support player just yet. If Riven
Ooh.
goes for the mid, that's also possible. But I will. There it
There
is.
you go.
Nami
There you
is
go.
gonna be
There you
picked
go.
up right here. The
Ooh.
response right here should be a Jana for
Yeah.
their support right here
Yeah.
because that's the next option that they have. They're gonna go for Jax, man. Interesting.
If they really want to pick this, yeah, they went in for the Jacks. They went. They want to at least get them a taste of their own medicine on the side
Alistar
of
once again.
within this Arcus. But again, Alistar, I really respect teams that pick out the Alistar because
There it
every
is,
time. But
Jana.
again, Jana, as you said, is gonna get the pick off here because if ever someone is the chain of corruption to the combo from the Nami is gonna be hard to deal with. At least you have the Monsoon to push them back
Ooh,
out. But again, Alistar could be also used to push them back out. So yeah, Alistar with their composition, I think it works out. The Alistar to the Galio would be a very good combo if ever they're going to be pulling that off.
all right. Yeah, there is a combo right here available. Alistar goes in for the headbutt pulverize, and then Varus goes in for the chain of corruption.
Yep.
Galio goes in also. That's a good combo, but I think they forgot about the Camille. Camille can always go to the back lines, and with Nami to further up the CCs, Riven can always jump to the back lines. Remember, Corki has the package to go and target the virus also. That virus is gonna melt fast. So this is gonna be very interesting. And because of that, I think I am gonna be favoring Viridius Arctis right here on the draft. How about you, Dash?
Yeah, with the composition of Veritas Arcus, they have a lot of damage potential. Then also the Hextech Ultimatum to the Assault and Battery from the Vi could take out Varus instantly. But they have a lot of threats on the side of MGS guy, you have the Jax, you have the Fiora. Even if Varus falls down, if Varus could be a chain of corruption bot only, if he falls down after using the chain of corruption, it would be okay because
Right.
Run Sanity and Shin are also there to deal some damage, and Cray could be there also to help them out. If ever Varus gets chased down by the assault battery and Hextech ultimatum, there's always the hero's entrance to at least CC the members from the side of DLSU. So I think I could favor the side of MGS here because they have ways to counter the engages from the side of
Right.
DLSU.
Yeah, good point right there. So 1-1 even. Let's see who will be able to
Yeah.
win this one. This will all
Right.
boil down to how both teams have prepared for this game. This will all boil down to their execution. Again, Jax is gonna be here for sure. Yeah, and, for sure. PZ Truck knows how to deal with Jax because that is one of his specialty champions. So, Jax jungler. Wait,
Yeah.
yeah,
Jax
Jax
is gonna be
jungler.
the jungle. Yeah.
Sorry about
Uh,
that. I thought I was gonna be a Jax Baron laner. So
Yeah, and something that I would like to point out here is if ever the Jax is gonna be in the jungle, it takes a long time for the Jax
true.
to get get stronger, and that's the reason why they relegated him to the jungle. So at least if ever he gets the ganks, he would get the kill participation. And it's Run Sanity that we're talking about here anyway. So Run
Right.
Sanity has performed well with an Irelia, so with the Jax, I think he'll perform even better.
Yes, we'll see that later on. But here you go. Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. MGS Gaia MU on the blue side. DLSU Veritas Arcus on the red side. Remember, this is match point for MGS Gaia. If they win this one, and that's the series already, so DLSU will have to win this one if you want to see a game number 3, which I
Yeah.
know everyone wants. But let's see how both teams are going to be carrying this one. Again, the win condition right here for MGS Gaia is going to be that Varus right there. And
Yep.
on the same side, DLS, on the flip side of the coin, whereas Arcus, their win condition right here is to get that Varus. If Varus dies in the early parts of the game, and even in the early game, if they spoil the laning phase of the Varus, that is going to play into the side in favor of Veritas Arctis. Let's see how they're going to be doing that later on.
Yeah, I really like the Nami pick. One Poppy is just really aggressive in the bot lane, not letting Aki have a better time as a Varus.
Right.
Normally, Varus gets an easier time in the lane, right? But right now, with One Poppy using the Nami, it's just really hard for them to fight against him. So right now, it's just that we're looking at the junglers here and how they're going to be pulling this off, right? Their ganks potentials are really good, especially the Counter-Strike stun for Run Sanity. Even if it's not that big of a CC, it would be enough to at least get some kills. But right here, the mid lane, Cray is now getting targeted by Rogue. She's just really doing a lot
Vice
of
there.
damage here.
Yeah, Vice there, man. So Cray has to be careful. So Cray, Cray.
Oh, they're gonna go in and they
Flash
flash
forward.
away. At least they forced that out, right? Because
Yeah, that's
if
big.
ever they can go for a regank at the mid lane, and Cray wouldn't have anything in his arsenal to get away.
Oh, bubble. All right, here in the bottom lane, things are getting spicy also on the Baron, on the Dragon laners. But so far,
Yeah.
so good. Speaking of jungler earlier, this is one of the win condition. I forgot to mention that Fiora will have to snowball in the top lane, and going up against Camille, that's gonna be hard. There's a
Okay,
fight.
yeah, Run Sanity is going to be the target, but you know the Counter-Strike is hard to deal with, and they're going to go in. Jin is going to be the next one. There's no flash to work with, and that's going to be Run Sanity flashing away. But would that be enough to survive? That is going to be Rogue taking them out, and that's a 2-0. But it is Arcus getting 2 of them out.
Yeah, man. I was just mentioning about the Baron laners earlier. Fiora to win this game, he should have the help, and they tried that. MGS Gaia, but they got countered by DLSU, knowing that they're gonna go for the top lane. Even the Riven is here, and that's just 2-0. DLSU already started to gain control of this game. Bottom lane is still very interesting. Next minute of the game, big objectives are going to be coming up. It's going to be the Ocean Drake. That's not very high on the importance board. So I guess Rift Herald is going to be the flavor of this point of this game. MGS Gaia will want that to really avoid further losing in this game, because DLSU will surely go there. Here's a rotation in the mid. Nope, Riven is not in the area, so Cray will be okay.
Yeah, what I would like to point out, Leoric, is it's really too easy to itemize against the members of the LSU, right? And
Right.
it's because most of them are physical damage except for the Corki. But the reason why they're really pushing onto the early game is because they don't want the enemy team to at least find a way to itemize against them. Because most of the time,
Right.
people itemize against a champion or composition after the third or fourth item, right? And
True.
right now is the time for Veritas Arcus to do
Uh-oh.
that. Because right now, looking at this, they're trying to go for a top lane push. Twig again, we're seeing him rotating out of his mind. He's already on the top side, most likely going to be ganking onto Pizza Truck here.
Yeah, definitely. And Pizza Truck is already on the Rift Herald. And that's why we mentioned the priority for this game. First priority is going to be this Rift Herald right here. And both teams will want to fight this one out. Remember, the LSU has the
Ooh.
advantage. And it's
Have the
going to be a big fight,
package.
man.
Yeah, there you go. There's the knock-up hitting only one member. Despair is also
way-
sitting happily here. One is going to
Ooh.
fall down already. That's going to be the target coming into their side. Assault and battery to their hero centers. Run Sanity pushes them back out the way. He was able to get the Rift Herald, but still going to fall down. Again, the members of Veritas Arcus are taking them down one by one. But at least they were able to steal the Rift Herald, though.
Yeah, big steal right there, but 5-0 on the board, man. Look at that. Bottom turret, though, Aki will continue to push right here. I don't think he's going to be able to do so. Big tidal wave right here. Hits two champions on the back line, and that fight was on at that point. The steal is going to be happening right here. Good hero's entrance to really make sure they get the steal, but they lost so much in that fight. 5-0 on the board. First dragon is going to be taken by DLSU. First turret is going to be available still. So bottom turret already very low. MGS Gaia can look for a push here on the bottom lane. So at least they can get the first turret of the game. That will cut down the gold lead. It's a 2k gold lead for DLSU already at 5 minutes in. So that's going to be very bad if they still give the first turret.
Ooh, Riven has the first item already. No, this is not what you want to see, because right now with the Black Cleaver, it's going to be easy to tear them down. But look at this top side from Sanity. Wants to put the Rift Herald onto the top side. That's why Rogue and also Despair are already rotating. They're going to take down most of these members. This is why they're also rotating out here. Rogue is already here. Ron Sanity is going to be the target. The stun has already come in. He used the key burst already. Ron Sanity is being chased down. That's going to be the ultimate. He's going to fall down. But Shin going to be the next target. But at least they were able to damage the tower on the top side.
Yeah, man, I think they forced the issue. If they plan to get the first turret on the top lane,
They're not
fight's
done.
still on.
Okay, the key burst, and no, not gonna be enough to actually take down anyone. And again, Veritas Arcus now sitting on a 7-0.
Yeah, man. Well, I guess the plan right there for MGS Gaia was create space for Varus on the bottom lane to take on the first turret. They were able to do so. But again, in their plans, they lose bodies. Two champions dead on the side of MGS Gaia. It's already a 0-7. The LSU will get the first top turret in favor of them. Mid turret is going to be in trouble right here, as these damages are going to be very painful. One plate down, that should be enough. The LSU will back away. But then again, man, the LSU, look at that. 3k gold lead. Slowly, the gold gap is getting bigger and bigger. Riven is going to be a chase on the bottom lane. It's a fight.
Yeah, the hero's entrance was too late, but enough to actually get the shutdown onto Rogue. And right now, they have the advantage onto this next fight, because look at this positioning from their side. Their pincer attack, Pizza Truck is going to go in. Gray is going to be the target. That's going to be the taunt onto their side. The Hextech ultimatum won't be able to get out, and that's going to be the ultimate tidal wave onto their side, and that's going to be the target. They're just scrambling around. They're not getting any targets at the side of the LSU, but they're taking down enemies one by one. Not enough to get anything, though. Twig is super low in HP. One is going to fall down. Pizza Truck is also going to fall down. Despair is the last target here. He doesn't have enough damage, so he's going to go in back away, and Rogue is the last one standing, but at least MGS was able to take them down.
Yeah, at the very least, man, look at that. 5-10 on the board already. This was looking like a DLSU fight right here. But Varus was able to survive enough. Look at that. Varus still able to do a lot of damage right there before going down. He did go down, but the damage was already enough for MU to take over that fight. Well played by Aki right here. There's going to be a fight here in the bottom lane.
Oh, nice
Whoa,
flash coming in from
forward.
Gene, but Rogue was still able to get it. But again, back to your point a while ago, Leoric, it was just Veritas Arcus was all over the place during that last fight. It was because they're not targeting the right targets, and that's why they were free hit by Aki. Aki survived for so long that they were not able to deal with him on that last fight. And now they need to at least use their crosshair placement really well. But right now, here comes the fight. They're backing away. They're respecting the damage, but the Rift Herald is coming up.
Yeah, man. Rift Herald is gonna be important right here. Turret count, it's one even, so this Rift Herald take will mean that there's gonna be a big gold swing to whoever will be able to take this one out. 1k gold lead MGS Gaia. That's how you get back into this game, man. 511, they're down, but because of the turret takes that they did and the kills at the last part, they were able to get the gold lead back. Now Rift Herald being started by DLSU.
Yeah.
And GS Gaia is just gonna give this one up, man.
Yeah, they're already starting, and now they're gonna go for the
Dragon?
Drake. That's gonna be the Mountain Drake coming to their side. That Drake is very, very tanky, but they're taking it down very, very fast. They're going in. There's still SU has the right positioning onto their side. That's gonna be the backline of the target. Aki is gonna fall down really fast, and that's gonna be the Hero's Entrance. Not enough to deal anything. They don't have any damage anymore. Viridius Arcus is just taking them down, but Chin is the hero of the team. He's gonna fall down. Will he be able to take down 1-4? But no, that's gonna be Lotus taking them all.
Ace.
That is so much damage from DLSU, and that's gonna be it. That's a ace for the side of Viridius Arcus.
This time around, the crosshairs were on point, man. That's what we're talking about. Look at Aki on the backlines. Gets hit and just gets punched in the face. He goes down, and without the damage dealer, Fiora is a damage dealer, but you're a melee champion. You will not be able to kite down the damage of Lotus, and that was an ace because of that. DLSU will need more of those kinds of fight where they will focus more on Aki. Once again, the weakness of this draft from MU is showing. Aki does not have that escape capabilities because they picked the wrong supports for this guy. Let's see if DLSU will be able to run that on the next fight.
Yeah, if you see the last fight, Aki was hit by the tidal wave, was taken down by Pizza Truck. Everybody was on top of him and nobody was there to support him out. Even if the Hero's Entrance was up during that time, it wasn't enough to survive. But now the target's gonna be Chin, and there's gonna be Pizza Truck running away. The Hextech Ultimatum is available, but it's not enough to actually get anything. He was able to get the frames on his side, but Pizza Truck is just gonna fall down. But here comes the party, they're back, he's still alive. That took too much time, and now Aki is gonna fall down, gonna get the brink of the anger. Coming in from the side of the LSU, they were able to take a 2-for-1. Not ideal for the side of MGS.
Yeah, man, they forced that fight up there. That is MGS Gaia. I don't know what the plan was, and the plan was really to take down Camille right there, but Camille has the Hextech Ultimatum, has the shield available. He still was alive at this point. Chin took a lot of damage on the from the turret, so he just have to leave Aki right there. Aki just fell down, and that was a big kill in exchange for Camille. So DLSU still comes on top of that fight. Now they're up 3k in this fight. DLSU starting to take control of this game.
Yeah, they're slowly just trying to get all the objectives, and MGS Gaia are being forced to be reactive. They cannot be proactive anymore because right now Viridius Arcus are on the advantage, so that now they're the ones taking down the objectives. Look at this, they're looking at the turrets. 4 members are on the bot lane. They don't even care that if mid lane falls down because 4 members are here. They're strong. They're gonna go for the knockup. Not enough to do enough damage, not even to push them back. That knockup didn't do anything because Viridius Arcus are very confident that they will be able to survive that.
Yes, definitely. So mid turret did go down,
okay, the assault and battery already. What was that? That's gonna be the target for Insanity onto the back lines. While Lotus is gonna fall down. Oh no, that's gonna be careful, but so much healing from their side. They were able to survive, but Rogue fell down in the end for that. That is a 1-for-1 trade. Good trade for MGS.
Yes, I would say yes. I agree with you. Good trade right there. That was a very bad start for MU. Good rotation by DLSU, but MU got away with a 1-for-1 even trade. So that was a breather for them at the very least. Because if no champion died right there for DLSU will have the numbers game and they can push a brute force their way in to push that mid inhibitor turret that MGS Gaia has. That's already half HP down, so that would have been an easy push. But because they got one, they were able to deter DLSU's aggression. Now DLSU has to reset with them and prepare for the next objectives. Baron is available. This is going to be the Cloud Drake that's going to be available. So DLSU, knowing that they're on top of this game, look at that Twin Shadow, just giving out so much information for DLSU. I love that item. Man, there it is. Dragon is being started, and take a deep breath, my friend, because this is gonna be a big fight.
Yeah, Cloud Drake, this is really a good contestant for both of our teams considering that they're both engaged compositions. This is going to be very big if ever someone takes that out, but at least they know what to do against it. Yes, we're going to give the Cloud Drake, but now
Baron?
we're going to take the Baron for ourselves. Very sneakily being taken down, but now they don't have a lot of people to react to that. Look at this, they're sticking down very fast. The MGS is looking for this. Pizza Truck is going to come in, but it's too late. They're going to be able to take it. This is going to be the fight coming into their side. The
tidal
Tidal Wave
wave.
was able to hit 4. What was that? That was so big from the side of the LSU, but now they're taking them down one by one. Yes, you have the Baron, but you don't have enough damage to deal with us. But Lotus is gonna fall down. This is good. MGS has turned things around in their favor. 5 members strong, still alive. Pizza Truck isn't able to take down anyone. MGS, what a good play. What a good call from the team.
Yeah, I don't like that DLSU still went for that fight right there. Yes, there's
Whoa.
a big tidal wave, but remember, MU got the Baron buff already. There's so much tank here for this fight, and they're gonna be dealing more damage
they're
than
gonna
you.
end this.
So yeah, this just opened up the fight for MGS Gaia, and the comeback from MGS Gaia. That was well played, man.
Whoa, what was that? That was... Whoa, okay. That was a good call. Honestly, during that fight, I thought Viridis Arcus was gonna be winning it. The tidal wave to the Aqua Prison was able to hit 4. But
Right.
nobody was there to stop them out. They committed to the Cloud Drake. MGS was able to get the Baron sneakily. And they even contested it because, you know, if you get the Baron buff, you have some stats on you, right?
Right,
And that's why they were able to get the win there. Wow, what was that? MGS, that's a good call from their side. Look at the celebration though. They're so happy for that win.
Yeah, man. When they faked out the Cloud Drake, and when everyone was backing away onto the side on the side of the LSU, they went in for the Baron. Here's the replay. The Aqua Prison, the tidal wave is gonna be there. But remember, at this point, Baron buff is in the hands of MGS Gaia, so this is a much better fight from them. It was kind of sketchy still. You see that Fiora almost died right there, but
Yeah.
he's still gonna be okay. And with that ace, that was GG. Well played.
Yeah.
Here's the take right here onto Pizza Truck. Oh no, not Pizza Truck, but Run Sanity. But Run Sanity tried to go for the Corky before he went down. They were able to take one down. This was kind of a bad call from MGS Gaia. At this point, DLSU was really in control of the game. It was just that final call, a high risk, high reward game for MGS Gaia, because they kind of needed that Hail Mary play from for them to win the game, and it just the miracle was just there, man. 2-0 gods are in favor of MGS Gaia this afternoon.
What do you think, Leoric? If ever Viridis Arcus called for a reset after taking the Cloud Drake, would they want that if ever the fight is gonna happen after they reset it after taking the Cloud Drake?
Yeah,
What do you
definitely,
think?
because the call right there for MGS Gaia was just after they take the Cloud Drake, they will be in a very good position. I mean, VA is going to be in a good position to take the Baron, right? So let's just take the Baron and let's just weather the storm, because the play was just for survival mode, right?
Yeah.
But Viridis Arctis just got overconfident. They went in for the fight when their damage dealers were not yet there. So it was just they just trickled in that MGS guy was able to kill one champion at a time, and it was a disaster from that point on. Good call by MGS Gaia. It was a good call. It would have been a VA win in my opinion if they just didn't go in for the Baron and just reset.
They
and just
resetted,
try
right?
to reset the game. Even if the MGS guy got the Baron buff, they will still have full control of the game. But they went in still at a bad with a bad comms. That was just a disaster for VA.
Yeah, MGS, even if the stacks are against him, even though caster predictions, I think only one of us was voting them to win. But in the end, they were able to win against the odds. And that is really a great story. And now they have a chance to get themselves back on Division A. They are really deserving of that spot. That was a good 2-0 from the team. Again, that was just us. This is just the first game, everyone. We still have a lot of games towards you. We have been your casters for today. I'm Dash, and I was here with Leoric. See you guys in just a bit.
Manong Fishball ang tawag sa kanya. Everyday siya kung dumating. Kaya parang institusyon na siya dito sa area namin. Minsan, sobrang late na. Andun pa rin si Manong Fishball.
Ginagabi kayo, Manong!
Enrollment eh.
After some time, yung karito ni Manong Fishball nadagdagan ng may bike.
Hanggang kabilang kalye, nagtitinda na rin kayo, Manong?
Pang notebook.
Sunod na taon, pati menu nadagdagan.
Nax, may squid balls na!
Mahal kasi ang lapis. May kikyaw pa dyan.
Bilib na bilib ako kay Manong Fishball. Akalain mong yung maliit niyang kariton, napalaki niya ng ganun? Ang nagagawa nga naman ng pangarap ng isang magulang.
Manong, anong grade na ba yung anak nyo?
Tagal nang tapos sa mga bata. Ako naman ngayon.
Manong Fishball ang tawag sa kanya. Pero sa mga araw na yun, many years ago, higit pa sa fishballs ang binigay niya sa akin. He taught me na walang di natutupad na pangarap sa taong handang magsumikap.
Dami niya na.
Panghapunan!
Pantoga.
Atin ang pangarap. Atin ang pagsisikap. Atin ang mundo. Globe.
Hey everybody, welcome back into the University Alliance Cup. It has been an exciting. We saw the first series of the day, casted by Leoric and Dash. It has been great, and now we're coming into the second series for Division B here at Digital Giants and Warlocks. I'm Infinity, and of course with me is Leoric. Leoric, what's up? How are you been doing?
Kamusta, man? It's been a while since the last time I've casted with you, man. You were very busy with the Horizons Cup and everything. Well, sobrang idol. But then again, before everything, we want to thank some of our sponsors right now. The University Alliance Cup wouldn't be a thing without our amazing sponsors and partners. UAC 2021 is powered by Globe Telecom, our official sponsor, telco sponsor. Logitech G, our official gaming gear partners, and Twitch Student for our platform partner. Yeah, Infi, kamusta?
Well, you know what? I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. Thank you very much for asking. It has been such a long year for both of us, for all of us actually, for League of
Right.
Legends Wild Rift with the debut of League of Legends Wild Rift. And of course, the collegiate scene for League of Legends Wild Rift has also been building up. We're now in what? Season 3? For
Right.
the University Alliance Cup. It has been a long road, and now I'm hoping for more, especially with the collegiate teams that we have right now today for the University Alliance Cup.
Yeah, definitely. Because this is where the budding stars are being scouted. Diba? Majority of the pro players started here, especially in League of Legends, right? Now that Wild Rift is available, this is a brand new, field for them to diversify on. Then again, what we're going to be watching right now is going to be University of Rizal System, Digital Giants, going up against Malayan College's Laguna Warlocks. What do you think about this matchup, man?
Well, I think it's going to be great. We're nearing into the grand finals already.
Right.
This is, I believe, to be the second to the last week for League of Legends Wild Rift University Alliance Cup for Season 3. So I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of stakes coming through for the series to come, especially for this one with the best of 3. The winner for this will come through to fight off MGS Gaia in the next bracket. So we'll see how it's going to turn out. Speaking of which, you know what? Turning out with champions, with meta, Leoric, what are you expecting coming into the series? Do you have a champion in mind that you are favoring to come through for today?
Um, I still have mad respects for a Varus, for the Varus lineup. If you've been watching the Horizons, because for sure you've been watching it, especially rooting for Team Secret. They're still bringing up last patch notes, last patches meta. The Ziggs is still available. The Varus is still very good, so I still respect that and respecting that to be carried on to here in the Alliance Cup. Uh, Lee Sin has been banned a lot. One thing I noticed here in the Alliance University Alliance Cup is that teams do not want very action-packed early games. That's why they're banning out the early game meta champions like a Lee Sin and others. So I'm expecting a methodical gameplay from here on forward, especially in the playoffs.
Right, and that's most important thing, right? The objectives, the way you
Mm-hmm.
do things, the step-by-step process on how you stated methodical playstyle will be very important. And maybe Lee Sin is just such a great champion to play with. One of the top picks right now in the Horizon Cup. I don't know for the University Alliance Cup. You stated already one of the top bans right now for this tournament today, and I'm expecting the same thing to be banned consistently if they don't want that early aggression. Because you have to take note. When it comes to Lee Sin, that level 3 power spike is just absolute menace if you
Right.
want that late game type of play style, that type of composition for your team. So might just be banned away once again. But speaking of the same thing or the same role, speaking of the jungle, aside from Lee Sin, what else do you expect?
Um, yeah, ADCs right now. It's interesting to see that Kaisa isn't being picked right now. There is a spike on the picks on Ashaya. So the dragon laners are very very much interesting. We're seeing Varus a lot. We're seeing Shaya a lot for those dragon lanes champions. I guess more focus is gonna be on the banning on the matchups. Very interesting indeed. Middle champions pretty much even. Nunu is very much strong in the jungler. Still, I'm expecting Nunu to be still picked a lot right here in the games. Looking at the matchups right now, University of Rizal system, they have been playing Nunu for quite a lot. So I guess that's gonna be bad by Malayan Colleges Laguna if they are doing their research going up against the digital giants.
That would indeed a very very intense matchup in the making here for both University of Rizal system and Malayan Colleges Laguna. It has been great. You've stated the champions that we might expect later on, but you know what? This will not be all possible. Of course, shout outs to our partners at Logitech G.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking to supercharge your gaming setup, so you can hashtag keep playing. Check out Logitech's amazing gear at logitech.acadarena.com. So check it out and let us know your favorite products and peripherals from Logitech G and Leoric. You know what? We're moments away from this series. We're
Right.
moments away from game number one, and it will be great. It will be amazing. As you stated, the draft is sort of a mini game as well, right?
True.
Aside from the whole matchup overall, you have that draft composition that will be very important as we are
Yeah.
jumping to it right now.
Yes, definitely. So the drafts are already happening, but then again, the story of this one is the stakes are high because this is for the last two spots for the playoffs next week. So they both of these teams will have to try to win if they want to further their journey here in season three University Alliance Cup Wild Rift. The bans are already in, and we just mentioned the Ziggs. The meta for Ziggs is still alive and it's gonna be banned right now. First ban from Digital Giants. It's gonna be responded with a Jarvan for Warlock's ban. I love that ban. Just gives you overall flexibility in your picks because if you want to go for a heavy dive composition, Jarvan 4 can always lock you up. So they don't want to see that kind of champion stopping their plans. So Warlocks is going to be banning that one out. Galio, and the next one should be, let's see.
I don't know. 20 seconds. They're taking their time. I mean, that is the important thing. You need to ban the most important champions, especially if you're fighting up against the grand final slot.
Yes.
coming through to that last station for your division is very important for these teams. And Varus will be that one priority champion that is really just strong when it comes to clear wave potential and that utility power when it comes to his ultimate in team
Yeah.
fight. So banning it away is just the right move coming in from Warlocks with Nuna and Woolump and Olaf to finish the bans away.
Yeah, and I love this read right here. Knowing as Digital Giants saying that Warlocks banned the Jordan 4, that gives them the idea that Warlocks might want to go for an Olaf Lulu lineup. So they just banned out the Olaf just to be sure. Because if Olaf is going to be picked by the Warlocks, there is not going to be a hard counter on that pick. So I love this ban on the Olaf. Riven is the first pick, and it's going to be responded with a Renekton. And I love it so far from both teams.
Yeah, they're prioritizing the solo matchup in the Baron lane. Riven and Rakan are one of the few top picks right now in the Baron lane because they are both sustainable and also very strong when it comes to that CC chain and the damage potential. So having both of these are strong potential, especially when I'm looking at Riven. Coming into the early game, I think Renekton will just get dominated. But to follow up, from the red side, Warlocks picked up Braum.
Yeah, I love this right now. They now have very tanky champions, which tells us that they're gonna go for a combat-heavy lineup right here for Warlocks. Nami, seeing that these champions on the side of Warlocks will really want to go in, they will defend from that right away. And the Nami tidal wave will be a very good disengage weapon for them should they need space in the team fight. Lee Sin was available, was not banned, so they're gonna be hovering over him and they'd lock him in. Well played.
Now, with that locked in, the winning conditions for Digital Giants now went into the early game. They have the Lee Sin. They have to prioritize that early game matchup and early phase for Warlocks, especially when you're up against Renekton, which is a snowball champion. With Fiora
Right.
being locked in,
Oh.
this is now a matchup with mixed draft with Fiora Renekton in the same lineup. I don't know who's going to go Baron lane.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a Fiora. Renekton mid is still viable, so I guess this is gonna be a Renekton mid. It's gonna be a very hard read though for Warlock still. The second phases of the bans are gonna be coming in. Knowing that Fiora is here, let's see what is gonna be a good ban to go up against the lineup of Warlocks. I am Gragas is one good ban right there. I would say that will add up to if ever you give out Gragas, that will add up to the chunkiness of on Warlock's side. That's a good ban right there. Lee Sin is very strong. Ari is available, but they're gonna go for Corki, and Oriana is gonna be their last ban for Warlocks. Right? Interesting.
And just the priority ban. We just have to look at the missing
Mhm.
pieces here for the lineup today because Digital Giants is lacking ADC, is lacking the
Right.
mid lane. So Corki and Oriana are good bans coming from Warlocks. They have to remove those late game potential for them, especially when it comes to team fights. The only dependent Digital Giant CC champion is going to be Nami for now, and they have to look for another route, another path to get that CC when it comes to team fights because if they don't, they're just gonna get wrecked, especially with Braum on the other side. But good bans coming in from Digital Giants as well. With Gragas and Ari banned away, Lucian will be left open.
Yeah, and I love the Oriana ban right here. Knowing that the lineup of Warlocks is kind of a bruiser type, so they will be front lining a lot, grouping up in the front lines. If Oriana sends out the ball and goes for a shockwave, that's gonna be disastrous. So they don't want that to happen. So Oriana was banned. Lucian is the ADC for the Warlocks. It's gonna be responded with an Ezreal pick right here. Ezreal and Nami, yes, I love this right now. It's gonna be very hard for Warlocks to lock down this Ezreal because of this lineup. And interestingly enough, they're gonna go for a. Are they gonna go for it? Kennen mid?
Maybe. I mean, it is something that will alleviate their CC lack on their composition. If they lock it in, they could have that team fight potential.
No.
But Darius being locked in instead could be a hover here into the mid lane. Riven, mid lane, Darius, we don't know. It's Digital Giants going for an unconventional draft here up against Warlocks today.
Yes, definitely. And they're gonna go for Seraphine right here. So they will have more CCs. Braum when he sends out the Glacial Fissure. If that hits someone, or if Fiora comes in, Seraphine can always go with the Encore to CC up everyone, and then the culling will be a very good skill to go up on that wombo combo. If I'm gonna ask you, Infinity, who do you favor in the drafts right now? I have my vote onto the side of the Digital Giants because this Ezreal is gonna be a problem for them. They don't have hard catch on this Israel.
Well, voting on the draft is actually a very, very hard or difficult question to answer, especially we don't know the potentials of this draft. With Digital Giants going for an unconventional mid lane Riven up
Right.
against Seraphine, I'm looking forward to Warlocks. But you have to remember, Lee Sin is on the draft of Digital Giants. At level 3, that will be the power spike. So if Digital Giants gets the early game, they will take it home.
Yeah, and that adds up to their win condition, man. So we'll be looking at Lee Sin when the fight starts. We will be focusing on his rotation. Again, early game for Lee Sin, so we will have an action-packed early game. Because Lee Sin usually falls off in the later parts of the game. But on the other side, Renekton also is an early to mid game champion. So he also falls off on the later parts of the game. So Darius going up against a Renekton will be very interesting. Still, you fair enough, man. It's gonna be very hard to pick right here. I'm just favoring, especially in the early game, Digital Giants. I'm not really sure how they're going to be catching up to this Ezreal. So Ezreal will be free hitting onto the side of the Warlocks. So I will still have Digital Giants in favor right here during the team fights. But one win condition right now for the Warlocks is definitely their Seraphine Wombo combo. If they will hit that, they will have a better team fight.
And not just that, you have to remember they have Fiora, they have Renekton.
Right.
The one for a setup
Split
is
push,
still up there, right?
Mhm.
So if ever they go late game, they're still on a disadvantage. They still have Fiora to split push
Right.
on other lanes, maybe the Baron, maybe on the bot lane. That is really strong. That can put pressure on the side of Digital Giants. But nevertheless, welcome everyone to game number 1 of URS versus MCL.
Yes, man. Again, URS on the blue side, MCL on the red side. No early game shenanigans. Both junglers are going to go for the red buff. Each leashes are going to be given. Braum, though, is going to be leashing on the top side. So he's going to leave Lucian alone on the bottom lane. So that's going to be a long walk for him to be able to get back to these Dragon laners. Again, we're talking about early game win conditions. Lee Sin, we're going to have his eyes on him. He should be at the top lane later on, or will go for the Krugs and go for the bottom lane rotation early on. Let's see what will happen. On early parts, it is URS that's dominating the Dragon lane, so that's interesting.
I mean, when it comes to the Dragon lane, when it comes to Ezreal Lucian matchup, you have to remember that Ezreal is a very strong
Right.
champion overall, all throughout the phase, and have that mid control. So you have Ezreal just poking around. Lucian can't connect his both skills, his first and second. So it's really just the a one match favor here for Kira. And you have to remember that Braum was actually late to the Dragon lane, and that is the reason why Lucian was a bit failing towards that. But here into the mid side is going to be a gank, a 2v2 matchup with Lee Sin jumping in and Fiora being CC chained first blood for URS.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about, the early game of the Lee Sin, especially that he was level 3, the power spike. You will want to take advantage of that, and they got the first blood of the game. Because of that, top lane, there's a fight against Darius and Akira. Akira will be okay, so is Summit, so that's not going to be a take right there. But 1-0 on the board. Bottom Rift Scuttler is taken already. This is going to be the double scut for URS. So early on, URS is doing it in the early game. That's staying true to their win condition.
Yeah. Early game, Lee Sin, level 3, level 5, power spike. Huge, huge, huge. And now, it looks like Hysteris is one thing to go for more. As the stun connects, CC chain is going to be flawless. That's crazy. Dies on the hand of Lee Sin once again.
Yeah, Crazy just takes a kick at the side of the face. You just mentioned that level 3, level 5 power spikes. Level 5, Hysteresis doesn't want to waste time. Went in for a rotation again on the mid lane. And another kill. 2-0. Digital Giants already starting to gain control of the driver's seat of this game. Number 1, the next big fight should happen on the objectives. It is going to be the Mountain Drake. Ooh, Ezreal sends out the ultimate right there. That's going to be big. The top lane stun is going to be connecting onto Summit, but Summit will have the advantage on the HP side.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. You have True Shot Barrage. No worries. Braum has the shield. We're going to block it. And Aeolus, what a nice play. However, this is not the case. We are 1 minute away for the Rift Herald and the Mountain Dragon. So these are two important objectives. I'm looking forward to Rift Herald. I don't know what's going to happen here as Lee Sin looks to go for top.
Yeah, one of the win condition right now for PUG is this top lane. If they stop Renekton in the early game, then the Renekton will have a hard time in the lane. Renekton noticing that there was a ward right there, so Renekton most probably knows that Lee Sin is in the area. So Akira is playing safe at the top lane, so Lee Sin just opts for the red buff and takes it right under the noses of the Warlocks. Here's the fight, man.
The Dragon Rage, flawless, alongside with a guillotine to finish it. Summit gets that kill.
Yeah, man, good kick right there to set things up, and that's 3-0 already on the board, and that will put URS in a very good spot for this fight. But there is no ultimate available for Hysteresis for this take. Let's see if there's gonna be a fight.
I mean, it's not. They're just visiting. They don't want to go all in. You have Mountain Dragon and Rift Herald alive. Both teams understand this. And if they lose one member, it's over for that objective. Now Summit comes into the fight. They're going all in. It's crazy going down as URS takes that kill.
Yeah, Guillotine is on point, and Crazy is already out of the fight, so Warlocks just back away and give this one for free. Rift Herald already taken, and they should be marching towards the Dragon right now, because there is no way at this point that Warlocks can contest that. 4-0 on the board in a 4K gold lead in favor of Digital Giants. They're gonna feel that in the next team fights, man.
Now the Mountain Dragon is starting. We talked about the early game a while ago. It is now Digital Giants' dominance in the early game phase, and Warlocks has to sustain. Warlocks has to delay, because if they don't, it's really just going to be a landslide here from here on out.
Yeah, man. A landslide caused by Snowball, and another kick.
Dragon Rage going to be massive, and Crazy tries to go for the encore, but will not do so. Will not do them any favor. But now it's Mischance going for a 2v1. Can he do it as Braum goes for the Glacial Fissure to delay this fight? 1 HP from Mischance. He's still alive. He's still surviving, and Mischance dies. And
Bubble.
URS is dominating time and time again with a double kill.
Hysteresis, man, with the jukes, just trying to sidestep his way to survival, and he was able to do so, and because of that, Warlocks lost 2 champions in the mid. 7-0. Look at this right here. Hysteresis already very low, dashes forward, and he's gonna be chased, but he's gonna be able to survive. Fiora just bit off more than he could chew, and he goes down, and that's another kill. 7-0. Digital Giants. Let's see, 6 minutes in. At this point, what can Warlocks do? It's gonna be very hard, man. What do you think they can do at this point?
We're not sure. I mean, we already stated a while ago, right? They have to delay. They have to wait.
True.
They have to go for a snowball potential. However, it's also going to be hard at this point, because when we're looking at the Baron lane matchup, it's like 1k gold lead already for URS. It's pretty much alongside with every single roll. Now we have Lee Sin going in for another one into the mid lane as Crazy dies once again.
They're just able to do whatever they want to do. Crazy is just not having a field day here in the mid lane, as he's being targeted a lot by Hysteresis. Kudos to Hysteresis for those kills. Now, first turret of the game is going to go down, and top lane, Renekton just erased, and this turret is going to be taken as a bonus. So 2 turrets down on the side of the Warlocks, and the bottom turret is not looking good too.
And look at that. It looks like Mischance.
Setup.
You're dancing with death here as URS is just waiting. But
They're
good
They
call
know-
the recall.
yeah, they were expecting for them to take the red buff. If Warlocks were gonna do so, they're gonna die immediately. But that is just how in control of the game Digital Giants are. Their map control at this point is crazy, and they can do whatever they want. Lee Sin just rotating everywhere. At this point, Warlocks is having a hard time getting out of their side of the map. Let's see how Digital Giants is going to continue the snowball. We are now at 7 minutes 45 seconds in. Second Rift Herald is going to be spawning soon. Hysteresis is going to be spotted right here. I guess it's going to be a fight. Nope. He's gonna be able to back away.
I mean, Digital Giants has the knowledge, has the information, and Lee Sin, to be specific, he understands their winning conditions, right? The early game would be the name of the game for them, and he understands that he was on the weak side of the map because 3 members for URS was on Dragon Lane. So he has to retreat. It was a 2v1, even if he has much gold than them. You're fighting
Right.
another member of MCL. So that's a disadvantage. But now Mischance going for a 1v1 onto Tornado. Flash for Flash is now going to
Boom.
get burned with the Blade of Exile, finishing out all.
Yeah, that was painful already. This tornado on the Riven is already very scary at this point. I don't think Warlocks can do anything at all on this Rift Herald take that Digital Giants are doing right now, especially that they're down 1 member of the fight. There it is, Rift Herald already taken down 10-0, man, and we're looking at the 10k gold lead at 8 minutes in. That's crazy gold lead at this point. Digital Giants, it will take a very big mistake from them for Warlocks to be able to get back in this game. They're now pushing the tempo. They're now starting to pressure mid lane. Bottom lane is already destroyed. Digital Giants just able to do whatever they want to do.
And speaking of which, I like the items that I'm seeing right now, especially
Right.
for Lee Sin. He understands that they have the lead, so going for Yuma's Ghostblade and Trinity Force would give them much more damage,
Right.
which would then help them gain more snowball capacity in this state of the game, 9 minutes and 30 seconds in.
True, true. Good that you mentioned that. Oh, there is a fight.
Turtle Belt. Ooh, the after as well.
Wave.
Versus out the Glacial Fisher, but still will die, and URS is continuing this path to success. In the bottom lane, the Rift Herald is still alive, and MCL, if they don't kill it, can't push into the inhibitor turret. Huge chunk of damage, but good call. Mischance killing it.
Yeah, Aeolus tried to run away right there, man, but the tidal wave is just on point. It was placed there in advance, knowing that Aeolus is gonna try to dive away. Oh, look at that, Lee Sin. That
Who
shows you
can
the
stop him?
confidence. You just mentioned earlier, man, this shows you the confidence, the itemization of Lee Sin. He just wants to go for a kill. Usually, if it's a 50-50 game, he would go for defensive items at this point. But because they are confident with the rotations, they can go for all offense item right here.
Doesn't need it.
Digital Giants, yeah, 12-0, man, already. Look at that gold. Is it a 20k gold? More than 20k, right?
Well, let's see. My screen is not blurry, but what is not blurry on this game is URS dominating this
13K.
matchup. Yeah.
It's a 13k
Although the
gold.
Ocean Dragon alive. Ocean
Yeah.
Dragon alive, so URS.
Not for long, man. It's gonna be an easy take on the Ocean Drake, and once again, URS just taking everything. Only mishap from URS at this point is that they lost 1 turret at the bottom lane. The damage is gonna be a lot at this point. There is no, I will say it in advance, there is no chance for Warlock to be able to get back in this game.
here
Good
we
up,
go.
Ren, and there's the fight.
Glacial Fisher to delay, and he's gonna be alive. True Shot Barrage, though, a lot of damage, so they have to retreat. They cannot fight this. An inhibitor turret will fall down. Digital Giant breaking the Nexus open.
Man, they just brute force their way in. There's not
Renekton.
anything Warlocks can do. Renekton is gonna be spotted at the top lane. Run, my friend.
1v5, it's a Happerhand Guillotine. It is over. Now Warlocks is fighting with a Mamper disadvantage. They're going in for 3v4. They cannot handle this as they will lose everyone as the sole survivor is crazy. Can he do it? He will not, as Digital Giants became the Giants today. David has been defeated by Goliath.
Yeah, well played right here by Digital Giants. Almost a flawless game, 17-1. It was a Nami at the top lane, but it was a good sacrifice right there. This is GG already. They can go for the Nexus if they want to, but opt for a push on the bottom lane. That inhibitor turret should go down, and now the base is wide open on the side of Warlocks. Resets going for the Digital Giants. They're going to be buying their itemization. Look at that. Darius already has the Triforce available. It's going for the 4th already. GA on the Lee Sin is available. It's going to be much harder to take down this Lee Sin at this point. I don't think Lee Sin is going to be dying in this game, man.
Yeah, might probably not. I agree. And I think GA is also just the late game insurance that we're talking
Right,
about. Because
sure.
as we all know, Lee Sin is a champion that heavily relies on the early game. When it comes to the late game, he's gonna fall down. So having the GA is an extra defensive capacity for
True.
him to be aggressive and set up the plays for his team.
Yeah, the setups are going to be very important at this point on. They are going to be traveling quite far for a push right here. There is going to be a bush setup right here for Warlocks, but I don't think they have enough to fight right now, and the fight is on.
Miss Chance doesn't have a chance to even survive that. And now True Shot
Ooh.
Barrage going through. That's crazy. How does he do this? He keeps on dying, and now the Nexus will be the next target for Digital Giants. This is over. GG for game number 1 for URS.
Well played right there. Dominant performance by the Digital Giants taking game number 1. Warlocks will have to do better in game number 2 if they want to push this, or game number 3 and keep their hopes alive. Again, there are limited seats left on the playoff spot, so they will have to do better in this game number 2. Here are the phases of our winners celebrating, and we should be seeing the highlights replay in a bit. Once again, well played. But here's the last fight right here. Renekton just goes down. Good attempt right here by MCL Warlocks, but they could not really do anything at that point. Everyone from URS side is just tanky and deals a lot of damage at that point on Renekton with the big death. This is the only death of the game where Nami died on the side of Digital Giants, but overall Warlocks is going to be winning this. Once again, Stasis is to be used right here by Seraphine, but that will just delay the inevitable. That was a completed ace by Digital Giants.
Hysteresis just have to chill. You have to chill, man. This is a game that we were expecting for an early game to dominate for URS, but not like this. Wherein you have what? 12-0 in 11 minutes into the matchup. Later on, we're gonna have like 20-0 or 20-1.
Right.
And it's just unbelievable how they played towards their winning condition for this one for Digital Giants. They're just showing us who is the Giants for this tournament. Who is the Giants for the series? We are. So now we'll see how Warlocks can have that magic for them for series or game number 2. How they could make it back, I don't know. What do you think about this, Theoric? How can they make a change for this series?
I guess it started with the draft, really. I did favor the draft on the URS side, especially that they got the Lee Sin and they got the Nami and the Ezreal. Win condition wise, they played to their win condition. This will start with the draft. I guess MCL Warlocks were just outdrafted. This was just an uphill battle for them when Lee Sin was dominating the mid rotations, and yeah, I guess ban Lee Sin and then try to draft better for game number 2. Let's see how they're gonna be doing this, because we don't really see how Warlocks will be able to come back in this game because of the Lee Sin dominance. Without Lee Sin, I guess they will have a better chance in this game number 2.
Absolutely. Remove that Lee Sin from Hysteresis. Give him another champion. Don't let it through. I mean, MCL Warlocks, I think they would actually do it after this, as we're jumping immediately into the next draft. But I don't know what's going to happen here. It is going to be fun. It is going to be exciting. As Sin now banned away, but Warlocks immediately at the first ban.
Yeah, you have to do that after you saw how Digital Giants played this Lee Sin. You should have trauma at this point on. So take away the Lee Sin right away.
An understatement. You know, PTSD, post-traumatic. That Lee Sin is just absolute menace, man. Hysteresis now has to pick another champion with Lee Sin now banned away, though. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, man. There is such a thing as we call as a respect ban. I guess we call that a trauma ban after how Lee Sin dominated them in game number 1. Jarvan 4 once again on the ban list right here for MWL. Nami is not going to be allowed. I would say they're going to be banning the Olaf also for URS, because Jarvan 4 is usually an indicator that you want to go for an Olaf lineup. Let's see how who the next ban is going to be. Camille and URS. Balls on your court. I guess an Olaf ban will be voiced right here. Or if they're confident enough, they can give out the Olaf, even if they will not be able to get the Jarvan 4, because Nunu is an important ban also. So there it is. Nunu is going to be the final ban. First pick, MWL. You're going to go for a Riven first. All right?
Yeah. They want to remove it from Tornado. I mean, we
True.
saw the performance from Riven up against a Seraphine into the mid lane matchup. We're in all odds, Tornado was still winning.
True.
Because when it comes to a melee versus range matchup, it's already so favorable for the range because he could just poke, can deal damage from far away, and that was an absolute performance from Tornado a while ago. So picking it up for yourselves is a smart way
Ooh.
for Warlocks to do this. But now we have Lulu and Olaf for Digital Giants, a composition that brings back memories here for your
True.
Zal system.
Yeah, I love this from URS, man. They Warlock's bad Jarvan 4 because I think they want to get the Lulu Olaf for themselves, and they didn't get the Lulu, they didn't get the Olaf first picks, so Digital Giants got it for themselves. So this is gonna be very interesting. Twisted Fate and Ari is gonna be the picks for MWS side, but I guess how can you stop an Olaf at this point? Those stunts are not going to be connecting if ever Olaf has to Ragnarok. So they will have to draft better against this Olaf and Lulu.
Now, let me tell you something because this is what is actually quite confusing, right? The two counters for an Olaf is Camille and Jarvan 4.
Right.
And look at the bans. It's both banned by Warlocks. I mean, Warlocks is just doing a double bluff here, saying, you know what, we're banning these two away. We might potentially get Olaf, but no, we're gonna get Riven instead. You can pick Olaf because we have something else prepared for it. And Twisted Fate and Braum, not necessarily the strongest champions to fight up against Olaf, but rather is very strong individually. We know Twisted Fate into the mid lane can affect the whole map later
Right.
on, especially with mid lane control, or mid control rather. Later on, might be just the winning condition for Warlocks on this game too.
Yeah, I guess a split push lineup right here with Twisted Fate, who can always help the split push. Is a good win condition for Warlocks. But right now, Digital Giants are looking like they're winning the game from the from the draft alone. But so far, bans are going to be coming up. Is that a miss ban from URS? I believe so. They weren't able to ban their fourth ban.
I don't know, it's missing on the screen, so we'll see. We'll see. It's missing. But right now, we're still waiting for Warlocks. What are you gonna ban away? And actually, banning Varus is a clever move. Vayne, I
Oh,
don't know. But I think that's also sort of the mindset that Warlocks is thinking. You have Lulu already. You have Olaf. If we give Vayne to you,
yeah, it's going to
our
be
late
even
game
scarier.
is just going to be unwinnable at this point. So
Yeah.
banning it away is something that we want for early game instead than just going for the late game. Now
Yeah.
Digital Giants answered with a quirky ban because both these teams still doesn't have an ADC available for them.
Yeah, and I love the Vayne ban instead of the Varus. They said they most probably have thought that we already have the Braum who can kind of block Varus with his pokes. So the Vayne is gonna be the hard champion to counter at this point. Well, why not just ban the Vayne? So I love that right now. But there it is. Varus is still gonna be picked for by URS. I mean MW was thinking about it, and no, it's gonna be Senna the pick right here for URS.
Late game. Late game.
True.
It
Mhm.
is late game power spike for Digital Giants. Olaf, Lulu, that's a mid game duo. Senna is infinite scaling. So you have all these champions. So Warlocks now has much more priority, or should have priority on the early game, because if they fight this late game, I don't know what's gonna happen for them. It's going to be so much harder for them to win. But here we are. We have Zaya, Braum. It might just be a Renekton jungle for them, or even Riven jungle if ever they want to put it. But to
Yeah.
finish this draft off, you have Jax to fight Renekton, a huge hard counter on the Baron lane matchup.
Yeah, I love that right now. So Digital Giants, man, they're doing this in the drafts alone. Riven is gonna be playing the jungle. You called it right there. I love the Twisted Fate, but I think I'm gonna be favoring Digital Giants once again on the draft. I wanna focus on this Olaf Lulu later on because this was the story of the draft, man. You mentioned that there was a bluff ban right here from on the side of the MWL, but they just got countered right away by PUG, taking the Olaf Lulu for themselves.
Well, let's find out about that. Leoric, I am excited. I am waiting for this game too. Is it going to be a 2-0 best of 3 series? Or do we have Warlocks having their magics on their sides, going in and casting their spells up against Digital Giants? You know what? Our magic is stronger than you being big. We are strong too. How is it going to turn out for Warlocks up against the Giants today? Is David going to be Giants, or is David going to be Goliath rather, for this game number 2? Leoric, I am waiting. Leoric, I don't know what's gonna happen. I can say every objectives in the world. I don't know, but we are moments away from this game number 2, and everyone watching at home right now, go in and put your predictions in the comment section down below. Who is it going to win for this game 2? Is it going to be Warlocks or Digital Giants?
I will go for the Digital Giants. I'll be brave enough to call that once again. But then again, Warlocks, they're a good team still. So it's still not a final call. I'm just basing it on the drafts. Let's see if they have something up their sleeves. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Wild Rift. MCL Warlocks on the blue side, URS Digital Giants on the red side. No early game shenanigans once again, and red buffs are going to be taken by the junglers. Leashes are going to be coming in. Two champions helping Riven on the bottom lane on the red buff, as Jax is on his way onto the top lane.
Yeah. I mean, he has to. It is only a Senna ADC for URS, so they don't really have to look at that and just say we have to go for the Dragon Lane immediately and not even go for the leash. So leashing Riven is a better option, because you have to take note, Olaf is also a fast clearer when it comes to the jungle. He has true damage built into his skill kit, so going in through, make it so that both Riven and Olaf is evenly matched. Look at the padding for both teams, right? Riven is exactly doing what Olaf is doing right now. So that was just a good call coming in from Warlocks right now. But speaking of which, let's put foundation on this matchup right now for game number 2 on both these teams. Leoric, what should we look at coming into this game?
Yeah, I want to look at the poking capabilities of Shaya. That's one. I mean, not Shaya, but Senna. That's one of his strengths. The stun is not going to be connecting right there, but it's already showing right now. URS is dominating the Dragon lanes. Shaya was forced to use the plant right there to regen up, as the Mystic Fruit is still available on the side of URS on the Dragon lane. So far, URS is winning the bottom lane. There's a rotation in the mid. It's going to be a fight, man.
And good CC. The flash is going to be burned. Two flash actually burned here for URS, as MCL Warlocks takes the first blood.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the charm right there, but the fight's not done yet. Oh, even things out. URS, well played right there. I guess there was a misclick on the charm earlier. That was definitely towards the Riven, but the charm went sideways. I don't know if we can see that on a replay. There it is. The charm should be going for mischance right here, but instead it went downstairs, and that was a disaster. Hysteresis had to flash away, but it was already too late. Had that charm connected, that would have been a different story, but kudos to URS Digital Giants for evening things out. 1-1 on the board. Warlocks did get the first blood of the game. Top and bottom Rift Scuttlers won each on both sides. And I guess the next battle will be for the Cloud Drake and the Rift Herald. That's going to be spawning next minute and a half of this game.
You know what's funny? Look at the spells right now. It's like 3 flashes burned for Warlocks, 3 flashes burned for Digital Giants. They're just having fun. But right now, look at Hysteresis. He's looking for that bot lane gank. He's going for it as Pixie connects onto Aeolus, but good call. Going for the retreat under the turret, especially with the Senna with UCC.
Yeah, but at that point, Lulu was already very low, so it would have been very risky. But hold that thought. Top lane, they're focusing on Summit, but Summit is going to be very fast, so he's going to be safe under the turret too. Resets are going to be coming in, and still 1-1, 40 seconds, big objectives coming up.
They did not get the kill. Mischance did not get the kill. However, I may just call that a successful gank, because they have burned the flash from Summit. So that is a good, actually, potential or an asset for Warlocks coming in for like 2 minutes, 1 minute into the draft here, because we're looking at 20 seconds Rift Herald and Cloud Dragon coming up.
Yeah, definitely. And that will mean that PG Summit is not going to be joining if ever. Warlocks should go for the Cloud Drake. Cloud Drake is an important objective right here. 5 seconds. and they're gonna be spawning. Summit resetting right now. But it's interestingly, Warlocks is gonna go for the Rift Herald. The Twin Shadows is gonna give them idea where everyone is, and Warlock's gonna go for the Rift Herald now. It's being started, and everyone is here for Digital Giants. I guess this is gonna be a fight, man.
Yeah, they're going for the contest here. Hystersis is leading the pack, is leading the party, but Warlocks disengages. Now Jax comes through, and Warlocks should not give this for free. If they do, that's so much huge potential with a Charm connecting onto a Glacial Fissure to delay it, but they cannot fight it any longer. And Digital Giant secures the Rift Herald.
Wow, beautiful charm right there to start things off. After the charm, the wombo combo is there. Even all the stunts are there. The Rift Herald now being summoned here in the mid. It's a fight again. Ooh,
Tornado doesn't have any fear.
Ooh,
He's
stun.
fearless. And now it's going to be Hystersis coming up next with Fearless Moment as he jumps through with a double kill for URS.
And that's the power of an Olaf Lulu, ladies and gentlemen. You never draft. You have to draft properly for that. And so far, Warlocks don't have an answer for this. Here's a replay for what happened. Look at that exhaust connecting. Just erases the Twisted Fate. And that route right there was on point. Riven will be able to back away. No, he is going to go down. Rift Herald takes the mid turret. And now 1 to 5 on the board. And it is Digital Giants once again in the driver's seat.
I mean, I was expecting actually, to be honest, on the first 4 minutes into the matchup when both Dragon and Rift Herald came up, I was thinking Digital Giants is going for the Cloud Dragon. Because remember, you have Olaf, you have late game. So if you get the Cloud Dragon, you have more mobility, especially to contest the Hysteresis, to catch up on team fights, close the gap. But they went in for the Rift Herald, and now they're going for the Cloud Dragon. If they take this is so much when it comes to assets for their team. Now Destiny comes through, gives information, but Olaf gets a kill onto Braum and follow up with a reply. It's Riven getting that kill, but the fight is not going to be over. Olaf jumps through with a double, and Cloud Dragon is left standing with 500 HP. Who's gonna take it? The reset will come through at any moment, and that will be Warlocks having that dominance. But Senna is still on the corner going for the ultimate. No damage for the Cloud Dragon. Interesting play here, but Zaya takes it home for the
the junglers were just not there, so Warlocks had to really brute force their way to the Dragon take right there. But well played by Warlocks. Down 3-1, they're able to win this. Olaf was stopped somehow, doing a lot of damage here in the back lanes, but Shaya just focused on the right target. And when Olaf was down, it was free farm from that point on. 4 to 5 on the board. URS still on top with just 3K. Let's see if ever Warlocks are still going to be able to go for a comeback right here. They're still down in the game. They did get the Cloud Drake right there, which is a sigh of relief for them. Then again, you know that Digital Giants, seeing that how they play in game number 1, they will be relentless. So this is going to be very interesting. Jax on a good setup in the top lane. All right, Renekton is just going to be backing away. So
yeah, Kira's
but
afraid.
everyone's there.
You cannot go with me. But Mischance is going on top lane as well, with Braum coming through. Gets that information that this is a potential 3-man roam for URS.
Yeah, but URS will just back away. They were already sniffed right here. Olaf is gonna try to go in, but that was just a bluff right there. Well played by Warlocks defending this one properly. Their mid turret though did take a lot of damage right there. So it is still Giants, Digital Giants, right? Controlling this game. Bottom. Crazy is gonna be spotted right there. Charm.
Not connect though. Now the Ragnarok jumps through, gets the kill. URS, you are a menace.
Yeah, man, that was a good kill right there. Ari already very low in no condition to fight, but their mission is this bottom turret. They just gonna be backing away. Fight is on.
Mischance wants to get that trade, but he gets killed instead. Now Glacial Fissure connects to delay it because they can fight 2v3 here. Now the Wild Road connects onto the Olaf. He just jumps in. He doesn't care. And Zaya forces out the Better Storm as he is on a bad position. The flash will be burned as well. Roots coming down. But will just be enough to push them back.
Destiny? Cold card?
Stun coming in onto Senna. Ari comes through into the backside.
Charm
does not connect. And Kura just roots down 2 members.
Only if those charms.
That turret. Crazy is absolutely crazy as he gets a kill. 1 for 1.
Yeah, man. But he does go down, but the bottom turret still went down. Rift Herald being taken right here. Fight, man.
What we'll see about that. How is this turning out for you as Akra is very, very
Olaf.
low. Barrier will be used. And now you have
Riven?
Aelus just there. 1v1 once again on the backside as he jumps again. Jack, very low, forces out the flash. Senna going for the ultimate. Saves Senna's life with 1 HP. And now Olaf is just jumping through, going for the double axe. Jump, dunk, gets the kill for the double. And Aeolus is running away. Run, run, run until you can. But you can never hide. As Rift Herald going to be spawned mid lane.
Yeah, this mid turret is not going to be looking good, but URS, we just mentioned that earlier. This team is relentless, and right now they're firing on all cylinders. Now 4-0 on the turret count. Warlocks could not even take one turret down. In full control, URS, and they're going to go for the TP. Back away. Warlocks are not going to be able to get anything out of that. Instead, they're going to be taken down. Woo! The fight's not done yet, man.
Milliseconds, and he dies, and now it's going to be Olaf with a wild drone jumping into the backside. He does not care. He has all the life that he needs. He's jumping in, getting all that he can. Triple quad kill for Digital Giants.
That was a disaster for Warlocks right there. They saw Jax TPing back home, so they thought everyone was already on the back pedal. But the reload fight from Digital Giants was just beautiful, and they take down 3 champions. Now, Inhibitor on the mid is already out. 5-15 on the board, the 12k gold lead. Ocean Drake is available. They don't even take their time in taking that one. Olaf is already in the pit, getting the Rift Herald, Rift Scuttler first. No take on the Ocean Drake first. There is the mist right here. I guess this is gonna be a fight.
Yeah, and the reason for that was because Twisted Fate used up Destiny.
Right.
And then Olaf was seen through that and gives information for Warlocks. And you already saw how Warlocks was going in for the 4-man on top side, wherein Ari and Jax was only there. So they had to respond. And that was a good call coming from Olaf because they have to secure every advantage that they could. Just leave the Ocean Drake for a little while. We could go back as they did right now to get it after. So good call coming from the Giants.
And now the Giants have the Ocean Drake in their hands. That's gonna add up to the life steal of Olaf. So Hysteresis, knowing how much of a menace he is in this game, it's gonna be much more scarier. Here's a fight.
Yeah, should have knocked up, gets a kill onto Lulu and Senna. Good gank from Warlocks.
Yeah, that was a well-played gank right there. They take down 2 champions, but
Follow up
here's
the
the
reply
fight.
coming from Ari. Now the Jax comes through with the Proto Belt, jumps in, gets a kill for Hysterissa. Absolutely crazy as they
Jax.
actually just dominated with a reply. And now they're fighting 2v1 as Twisted Fate is the only one alive. Crazy is fighting it, but he cannot live for long. As 2v1, that's
Ace, man.
more than one. The member advantage for URS to defeat him, and MCL Warlock has 6 seconds for mischance to defend.
I think they're gonna be able to defend this one out, man. Jack Summit is already very low, or will they defend this still? A few more pokes, and I guess this is game over with the charm connecting. Well played, Digital Giants. They Warlocks who started that fight with a good gank. It looked like they have a comeback hope in that last fight, but the menace of Digital Giants were just there, and even at a outnumbered, they won the game, man. Well played.
Hysteresis, please stop. Please. Please! An absolute great jungler coming in from URS. What a game number 1 and game number 2. Let's look at the replay. How did we do so far, Leoric? What's going on here?
Yeah, so far so good. 2-0 on all, and here's the break right here. This is where this is a 2v1 right here. Jax was already very low, but that was the last sequence of the fight. This was where they thought everyone was backpedaling on Digital Giants, and Digital Giants just played their hands properly right here. They just obliterated everyone on the side of Warlocks. There is a chase right here, and that's not gonna be enough. This is a good fight by Warlocks at this point, but Senna with the clutch ult right there just saves himself, and they technically saved the fight for them. Here comes Jax, and here comes the chase off. They're gonna be able to take one more right here, and Olaf just crazy at this point. Bottom lane, Ari's gonna be backing away. Warlocks tried to fight this one out, but they just got obliterated once again. Um, I guess at this point it was Brom who was gonna go down under the turret. They're gonna lose one champion right here, but well played by URS Digital Giants in winning game number 2.
What a dominant win with a 2-0 best of 3 series coming in from the University of Rizal Systems. But for the viewers watching at home right now, do you want to bring esports to your school as what we've seen right now, these teams fighting in the UAC? Well, the AcadArena Alliance program is here for you. Alliance member clubs get access to our exclusive tournaments, mentorship, event support, and of course, the Globe Esports Merit Scholarship. Learn how to join the Alliance today at acadarena.com/alliance. And also, AcadArena recently launched its new cycle of scholarships that are open to all student gamers. If you have siblings, cousins, or friends who are in senior high school and college, they could apply for our scholarship grants. Simply visit acadarena.com/scholarships and get a chance to be a #AcadArena scholar.
All right, thank you for that, Infinity. And with that, thank you for our fights. This afternoon, we are done with our best of threes. We are going to be preparing for the next fight. But before that, we're going to go for a short break. Don't go away. Infinity and York will be back.
Manong Fishball ang tawag sa kanya. Everyday siya kung dumating. Kaya parang institusyon na siya dito sa area namin. Minsan, sobrang late na. Andun pa rin si Manong Fishball.
Ginagabi kayo, Manong!
Enrollment eh.
After some time, yung kariton ni Manong Fishball nadagdagan ng may bike.
Hanggang kabilang kalye, nagtitinda na rin kayo, Manong?
Pang notebook.
Sunod na taon, pati menu nadagdagan.
Nax, may squid balls na!
Mahal kasi ang lapis. May kikyo pa dyan.
Bilib na bilib ako kay Manong Fishball. Akalain mong yung maliit niyang kariton, napalaki niya ng ganun? Ang nagagawa nga naman ng pangarap ng isang magulang.
Manong, anong grade na ba yung anak nyo?
Tagal nang tapos sa mga bata. Ako naman ngayon.
Manong Fishball ang tawag sa kanya. Pero sa mga araw na yun, many years ago, higit pa sa fishballs ang binigay niya sa akin. He taught me na walang di natutupad na pangarap sa taong handang magsumikap.
Dami niya na.
Panghapunan!
Pantoga.
Atin ang pangarap. Atin ang pagsisikap. Atin ang mundo. Globe. Manong Fishball ang tawag sa kanya. Everyday siya kung dumating. Kaya parang institusyon na siya dito sa area namin. Minsan, sobrang late na. Andun pa rin si Manong Fishball.
Ginagabi kayo, Manong!
Enrollment eh.
After some time, yung kariton ni Manong Fishball nadagdagan ng may bike.
Hanggang kabilang kalye, nagtitinda na rin kayo, Manong?
Pang notebook.
Sunod na taon, pati menu nadagdagan.
Nax, may squid balls na!
Mahal kasi ang lapis. May kikyaw pa dyan.
Bilib na bilib ako kay Manong Fishball. Akalain mong yung maliit niyang kariton, napalaki niya ng ganun? Ang nagagawa nga naman ng pangarap ng isang magulang.
Manong, anong grade na ba yung anak nyo?
Tagal nang tapos sa mga bata. Ako naman ngayon.
Manong Fishball ang tawag sa kanya. Pero sa mga araw na yun, many years ago, higit pa sa fishballs ang binigay niya sa akin. He taught me na walang di natutupad na pangarap sa taong handang magsumikap.
Dami niya na.
Panghapunan!
Pantoga.
Atin ang pangarap. Atin ang pagsisikap. Atin ang mundo. Globe.